Welcome to another episode of Opinionated Facts. I'm your host Drizzle, and today our special guest in the building is Vibe Like Ty.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right, doing all right. I've been trying to set this up for a couple years, man.
Damn.
Yeah, just want to get it out the way. They know it's not no like on some whim type shit. Like nah, like I noticed. Um, I'm a fan of music. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like so, like I appreciate just two things I appreciate in music. I appreciate, I guess three. I appreciate the people who actually like, as far as like production wise, like they got an ear for production. They can either pick beats or they can make the beats. I love
Yeah.
that. But I also have an appreciation for people who can rap, and I also have appreciation for people who actually write. And I will say that your pen is underrated to me. To me,
I
so like I
appreciate that.
noticed that a couple years ago. I was like, yo, I fuck with her. Let me try to see if I can line some shit up. You feel me? Things, whatever, cool. But we had a rapport a couple years ago, and I said, man, let me see what's up, because I
Yeah.
definitely because I still wanted to get that sit down. So I was like, let
Yeah.
me see what's going on, and you agreed, and here we are.
Here
And
we are.
so yeah, so how'd you get started in music?
So when I was younger, I used to do dance a lot. So the music has always kind of been like in my life. And then once I got to middle school, I was down there at Western, so that's like a performing arts school, whatever. So I kind of got to meet like people who got special talents, who can sing, who can make music, who can play an instrument, whatever. And I never really like met people like that in elementary. So I have met this one guy named Elijah. He still raps today. His name is Acknowledge. Uh, he's tough, but he kind of got me started because he used to freestyle like all the time in class. So I'd be like, like, I want to try that. So, I was like, I'm gonna at least try. So I go home, I find a like a song that I'm listening to at the moment, and I try to make like a remix to it. And then the next day I would bring it and I would show him. He'd be like, first time I did it, he was like, nah, like you gotta keep going now. Like at this point, like I done already tied you in, like it's
Yeah,
over. So we'd be in class, we'd be writing songs together, lunch table stuff, rapping, whatever. Uh, so once I kind of got through middle school and I got to high school, I was like, oh, like maybe I can like actually put a song together, like actually drop something. So whole freshman, I say freshman sophomore year is when I was just kind of making videos in the basement, just rapping to like different beats that was hot, whatever was trending at the moment. I was like, I'm gonna just make a remix and drop it, and I feel like that's what kind of got people to start noticing me because I was dropping one like once a week. So like shirts and stuff started to go up. People in school was like kind of acknowledging me more for music because I was hooping too. So most people knew me because I was hooping, but now it's like people was coming up to me like, oh, like you made that freestyle last week or the other day or
yeah.
whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, like people actually like what I'm putting out. Like that's crazy. Like because I'm just one of them people like nobody can ever talk worse about me than I talk about myself,
Yeah,
and that's to this day. So it's
your
like
toughest critic.
I'm my toughest critic. So it's like when people would say like they actually like my music, I'm like, for real? Like you serious? But it's like it's like a dang. Like it made me look at myself like you're
Yeah,
not as bad as you thought you was.
yeah.
So kept just progressing through that and just being consistent with the videos and the writing and like cause like I'm a big Sean fan. I've been since I was in middle school, so I was listening to a lot of his music, and I feel like that's kind of what like gave me the characteristics of my lyrics now. Cause it's like I try to like not be so cookie cutter
Yeah,
when it comes to lyrics because like there's so many songs that got the same overused bars all
yeah.
the time. I'm like
Melodies, all type of
same
shit.
melodies, same all, and I'm like I just hate that. I'm like I just wanted to be different, and I felt like Big Sean was like one of them rappers that wasn't a cookie cutter rapper. Like
I would have never thought that Big Sean would have been
yeah,
one of your biggest inspirations. I mean, because well, what was your introduction to Sean? I'm a little bit older. So my introduction to Sean is like
Mine was the bounce that ass song he had with Nicki. I ain't gonna lie, that was the first one I heard. That was the first.
that's off his that's the first that ass.
Yeah, that was the first. I swear, that's the first Big Sean song I think I've ever heard. But it was just something about how he was rapping in that one. I was like, dang, like he's cold.
What did Nicki say? Damn, I'm trying to think how that song go with this. The song was very. I don't want to say cartoony, but it was like animated. It was a very animated
it was,
like
you could tell they was having fun with that one. Like they was like, we doing whatever we think work is we just gonna put it in there, whatever.
Ass.
Hey, and it worked. Like
it did.
Who thought
it did? It did work. It did work. Yeah, that was on what the Hall of Fame or. That was the first Finally Famous album. I think it was Finally Famous.
And then after that, I think I started listening to him more. And then the one album that he dropped that had like Drake on there and Kanye and all.
Oh, that was oh God, that's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I love that album,
Big Sean, because that's the one they got Paradise on.
Yeah, Paradise. That's my song.
They got the shit with him and Janae Aiko the first time that they made music together.
Yep.
Blessed.
Yep. Yeah. Blessed.
Yeah, now see that was a stretch of Sean where he dropped Detroit, the mixtape, and then he had a bunch of like freestyles, like he had a Me, Myself, and I freestyle. Then he dropped that EP.
Yeah.
There was like 4 tracks on there, like the little EP he came out with. Then he came out with that album. Damn, I'm trying to think what that album is called because it's not. It's I want to say, is it Dark Skies Fantasy, or is it Dark?
It's something dark. I know it's something dark.
I want to say
cover art. I'm looking at the cover art.
I want to say My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but that's Kanye. That's Kanye. But no, I think it's Dark Sky Paradise or Dark Sky Fantasy. But I know the album you're talking about. That's, to me, that's his best album.
For sure. And I think it's just because it showed like how versatile he can be when it comes to I can make music with Janae and then go make a song with Drake. Like, and the way that he like was rapping, but also would throw like some melodies in there here and there, and throw like a nice little catchy hook, things like that. I think that's what caught my attention because it's like he's rapping, but he's not just rapping. He's doing the rapping, he's doing the melodies and singing and all of that. I was like, I might have to try it one time.
Yeah. So who? So you would say Sean would be your I guess your main inspiration as far as rapping. Who would you say as far as like writing?
Drake. For sure. I'd say Drake, and also here recently,
they questioning his pen right now. They questioning his pen. I don't agree.
Songs is not. I'd say what it is. I wouldn't say it's a ghostwriter thing. It's a reference track thing.
Two different things.
It's two different things. A reference track, because I think what it is that people are talking about it from a rapper standpoint.
Yes.
It would be different if the reference tracks were all just raps. Most of the reference tracks that we've seen are like all the singing songs,
hooks, melodies,
the hooks and melodies, bridges, and all that. Like that's Beyonce does that. Summer Walker does that. They all got reference tracks,
and even artists like when Jay-Z got Jigga What Jigga Who, it already came like shit. A lot of stuff like that. When you working with certain producers and certain people, they already come with a tempo and a melody and like an idea for that song. Like, yo, this is how. Boom, boom, boom. Like, this is the chorus. This is whatever. Like, we just need you to throw your verses on here.
Yeah.
It can be your shit, but just throw your verses on here. But it's a reference track.
It's a reference track.
And over years, like, everybody, I honestly think the majority doesn't know how the music industry works.
At all.
Like, the majority. So most people, oh my God, it's a reference track. They're ghostwriting. It's like, no, that is a song that's like a demo.
Yeah.
A song was presented to them, cool. Boom, I'm gonna give you this song. I'm gonna sell this song to you. They buy that song, and then I'm gonna just put my verses on it. Right. Or I'm gonna redo your hook, but I'm gonna put my verses on. I'm gonna do this and that. But I think if everybody knew how the music industry really worked, I think a lot of people would be so upset at so many of their favorite rappers because
Drunken Love was made by Future.
Because once you get to a certain level, and like an artist like Drake, every artist misses.
Yes.
But when you shoot a high clip, 80 plus, and you don't miss often just because you're great by yourself. You got a team.
Right.
You got people around. You got people helping you. You in the studio with 15 people. if I'm in the studio with 15 people, those 15 people they're not just sitting there watching me. They're, yo, hey, change that. Say this, say that, say it like this. Maybe say it a little bit faster, slow it down, do whatever. Like, you have people in position to help with that. And I think a lot of people understand, like, artists and rappers don't just go in there and make music by themselves.
Because my thing is, it's like, you'll never grow if you don't get no help. Like, if you think, okay, I'm gonna write this song, do all this by myself, I'm not getting no extra ears, no nothing, and I'm gonna just keep doing that forever, you are never gonna grow. Like, nobody's ever gonna be like, hey, maybe instead of doing that, you should do this, or, it's like, I don't know.
Safari used to write for Nicki.
Right.
Drake has wrote for Wayne. Wayne has wrote for Drake. Like, I'm Single is not a Wayne song. It's just Drake.
It's Drake.
And there is a Drake version of I'm Single floating around out there.
Yeah.
Before Wayne, it's just like, to me, like, it frustrates me, because I'm like, bro, like, because now it makes you, and if you right now, if you were to defend Drake now, it's like, oh, you're whatever,
you're glazing,
like, yeah, type shit. And it's just like, bro, I'm not even like defending, bro, but I'm like, I'm trying to help you understand that's not how this shit is. Like yes, reference track. Everybody has reference tracks. Like, reference tracks were not invented with Drake,
right?
Like, ghostwriting and reference tracks are two different things. Like what Party Fontaine was doing for Cardi and Meg, that is ghostwriting. What Bia does for artists, that is ghostwriting. What you hear these little reference tracks from QM or goddamn Vori or Party, yeah, those are reference tracks. That's not ghostwriting. Like, ghostwriting is, I put out a song and you wrote the verse and I rapped what you wrote. Yeah. Versus if you like, yo, I got this song, I got this hook, I got this melody, you just got to plug your shit in. Bad. Two different things.
Yeah.
Two different things.
Definitely two different.
Okay, so Big Sean and Drake are two of your inspirations. What was, I know you said that, like, when you put out some earlier freestyles and stuff, you were kind of surprised that people liked what you were doing. What kind of, but besides that, what kind of made you want to, like, lean into the music side, like, fully?
I think it's just because it was something new. Like, my whole life I was just doing dance or playing basketball or something. My parents were so supportive of what I was doing, and I didn't really think that they were gonna be, because they were so caught up on, like, the basketball stuff. But they were like, shoot, if you need a ride to the studio or you want us to be there or whatever, like, they was helping me make T-shirts and stuff. So yeah. I think the support system also like gave me the extra boost to keep going.
Yeah, that's dope, because it's like when a lot of times we hear stories about people wanting to get into music and stuff like that, and maybe their family not being supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like, but probably from, like, your parents' standpoint, they're like, man, as long as you're not out here doing no bullshit, you be positive, like, you want to make music, sure, we'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll support you. Like, we'll help you make merch, all type of shit, because you ain't hurting nobody.
Right.
You trying to make a living, you trying to do your thing. I think that's dope to hear. So I think you know what I'm saying, shout out to your parents for that, because it is a lot of people who they mom or they dad or whoever, like, they look at sports and they like, hey, you play basketball, you don't make music,
right?
Like, you're not about to stop.
You gotta go to college.
Yeah, like, you're not about to skip school to make music. What?
Yeah,
there's a lot of people's families that view it like that. So shout out to yours for that. What would you say is your so far? What would you say is your, okay, let's say, your biggest accomplishment and the accomplishment that you're most proud of, music wise?
I'd say, man, I'm trying to think. I'd say so the biggest accomplishment was definitely the Nike deal and the commercial and all that. That was all crazy within itself. Yeah. And then I'd say, like, something that I'm proud of is I get to perform at Indiana and Louisville Pride this year. And I've been trying to perform at Pride since I was, like, 16, 17.
Yeah.
So, like, finally being able to, go to Pride every year and sees people on stage or just, you know, the vibes and all that, like, I'm like, I represent that in a way. So it's like, why wouldn't I want to, you know, be on that stage, on that platform? So when they hit me up earlier this year, I was like, nah, this is a fib. Y'all are tripping. Y'all lying.
Yeah, you was like, yeah, this ain't real.
Yeah, this ain't real. It's a fake email. You feel me?
You got a fact check. Let me make sure it's a real
like,
email.
I got an email before that because I think I tried to submit for last year and I didn't get picked. And then they emailed me again and was like, this is time to put in your application, da-da-da. And I was like, okay, like, I'm going to do it one more time and see what it... Because, like, every time I've been to Pride, I've never seen an artist up there that looks like me. Ever. It's always, like, country or rock or, you know, alternative, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I ain't never seen no stud.
Yeah.
In Pride.
Yeah.
Ever. So... I was like, you know, I just had, my hopes wasn't high because I was like, just based off of what I saw. But once I got the email and they was like, nah, like, we want you to perform. I was like, dang.
So crazy. how I want to get back to that, but how did the Nike deal come about?
So the Nike deal, and this is when people say that it's who you know, this was really one of those moments. Like, I was, for real, like, this was really one of the moments where, so I'm cool with this one girl named Isabella. She, like, helps artists with marketing and things like that. But I've been knowing her for years. So I think she was one of the first people to get picked for the commercial. And then they asked her, do you know anybody else in your city that would fit what we're looking for? Mm-hmm. So she brought my name up. So I get a DM from her, and she's like, hey, like, this agency is looking for somebody for a commercial, whatever. She didn't say it was for Nike. She was like, they just going to interview you, whatever. So I did the interview, and they was like, okay, like, we'll let you know in a couple of days what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So I'm at work. I look at my phone, I get an email, and it was like, Air Max commercial. I said, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I said, I look at it, I'm reading it, and it was like talking about it. Pulled up the date of the interview, last time I did the interview, and like my report and all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And then I'm scrolling again, and I see Nike Air Max, and I'm like, this ain't no Nike. Y'all, Nike's not coming here to Louisville to shoot no commercial. And then so we had another Zoom call, and that's when it really hit me that it was real, because they was like, we need you to send in all your sizes. For the tops, the bottoms, the shoes, the hats, like, we need all that. They like, send all that in, and then they was like, you know, once we send the clothes, like, just let us know and make sure everything fits, da-da-da. They bringing up the dates that we gonna shoot, and I'm like, oh, like, no, this is for real.
For real.
Like, y'all are dead ass. Okay. So, like, the shoot was crazy, and then, like, I got to do a song for them. I got to perform at the they came down here and did like a event at the City Girl down here in the Hip and Sports, so I got to perform for that, and they paid me for that stuff too. It was like, it was crazy, because I was like, I never thought in a million years that I would be advertising for Nike ever in life. Like, that was not on my goals.
Well,
that
your
was
bingo card.
That was not on the bingo card for 2023. I was like, that was insane.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like a, dang, like, I'm glad I know her.
Yeah.
I'm glad we've been knowing each other, because, like, she could have said anybody.
Yeah, anybody. Yeah, she thought of you. So, like, when they sent you, so they just sent you a bunch of, like, clothes, or was it just, like, one outfit, or what was it like?
It was like trying to think. It was two different orders. So the first one was like it was like some Air Maxes, and then it was like a bucket hat, and like this Nike baseball jersey almost.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it was another pair of Air Maxes. They was white, and then it was like a green hat, and it's like a yellow Nike tag or something.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay. And then once I got to the shoot, it's like they had a stylist there. She actually lives here. I'm trying to think of her name, but it's not at the top of my head right now, but she's cold. Like with the clothes,
Yeah.
she's crazy. So they put me in the dressing room. Cause I'm like, yeah, they didn't really send me outfits. Like they sent me pieces almost.
I'm trying to think for Instagram. I think I might know who you talking about. Is it an offbeat soul?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I know who you talking about. Okay.
She was there, and I'm thinking, she's from out of town or something. She's like, no, I live here. I was like, what? No, you don't. You shouldn't live here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was like they sent me like pieces, not outfits. So she was like kind of putting stuff together with the pieces that they had already sent me in. But I got to keep all the clothes. But we made it through. But it was just like the whole day was cold. I think that was probably the worst part about it is that I was cold.
It was cold
all day. Even like the second shot that we did, it was in a warehouse. There wasn't no heat. So I was colder there too. Like it was, yeah. But it was definitely a crazy experience for me. Yeah, it was dope though.
So like when the commercial came out, I think I do remember that. Was it just like an online ad, or did it come on TV? Like,
I think it was just the online ad, and then they might have played it in like the stores and stuff like that.
And shit. Yeah. Okay. Now that's dope. That's something like I think like anybody growing up, like if you get a opportunity to do something with Nike, Adidas, Reebok, I mean it's just something that's like, bro, like first off it's a commercial.
Right.
Like who doesn't want to be in a commercial for something like that? And then on top of that, it was Nike.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you got to keep the clothes, and you know what I'm saying.
And they still send me clothes to this day.
You see what I'm saying? So that's something. That's dope.
It definitely opened.
That's definitely dope.
It definitely opened a lot of doors. Because even after that, they hit me up for a second commercial. But this time, they just wanted me to make a song for the commercial. Like they didn't need me in it, but they was like, we want you so bad. They was like, we like your song so much, the first one, that we want you to make another one, but you don't even got to be in it. Like we just need the song.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because the first commercial, when I gave them the song, they said they played it at the City Girl headquarters or whatever, and they said everybody in the office was singing it for the rest of the day. And then it got up to Nike headquarters, and Nike wanted to use it, but we didn't have the right contract for them to use it. That was tough, but I was like, dang though, like at least it got it got up there. Yeah. Got up there at headquarters, like that was
So did you do the song for the second one, or?
I did the song for the second one, but that one I think it wasn't even for like a shoe. It was for they did like a donation to 3 basketball teams for high schools. And it was like 3 different states. And they gave them like money and shoes and clothes and things like that. So it was mainly I had to make a song about those 3 high schools.
Okay.
So it was like more of like a promotional type thing. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's dope. So now you got a rapport with Nike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I be telling them like, shoot, if y'all need anything else,
any more commercials?
If y'all need anything else, just hit me. Okay. I got y'all.
Okay. Now let's get back to the you performing at Pride.
Yeah.
So is that like city to city, or is that like just like a umbrella that kind of like is over all like the parades or whatever? Like how does that like work? Because you said you're doing indie and
yeah. So basically, I think every state. I mean, it all happens within June, but every state kind of does it on like a different day.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad though, because it allows me to be able to do both of them. But yeah, I think it's like every state, like you can just kind of, as long as it's in June, it's like that's kind of the umbrella. Gotcha. June is like the month for Pride and stuff like that. So if it's in the month of June, it's a Pride. So.
Pride month, yeah, type shit. Okay. Well, I was asking just because it was like, was it like maybe like a committee that was like, hey, we want you to perform here on this day, and then you can do the Louisville on this day?
Oh no, it's separate.
It was separate.
It's like every state's like their own. They got like their own Pride committee, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. That's dope that they both individually reached out. And wanted you to perform. What are those dates?
So the Indiana one's tomorrow.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, I'm headlining that one, and then the one in Louisville is on the 15th.
Okay, you headlining?
Nah, not for that one.
No, I'm saying you headlining the
yeah,
the indie
Indiana,
joint.
yeah.
Indie joint. Nah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Have you ever performed in indie before?
No. Not at all, but I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
They was showing me videos of like their recap from last year, and it was fat. Like,
Yeah.
their pride's different from Louisville Pride because theirs is more focused on the entertainers, whereas Louisville is more focused on like the vendors and
food
and things like that. So it's like, okay, I might get more reach out in Indiana because y'all are more worried about who's on stage.
Who's on stage type shit.
So,
yeah. And I mean, Indianapolis is a larger city than Louisville. So
yeah.
I mean, and to go there and be the headliner for that's I mean, to being a headliner for anything, but being a headliner for the Pride Festival in Indiana, I mean, that's major.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not nothing to like sneeze at or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's something you definitely can hang your hat on. And then you get to come back home. And who's all do you know anybody else that's on the ticket for the one in Louisville?
I'm trying to think of her name, but it's the one girl that I don't care. I love it.
Oh, was it Charlie? I know you're talking about.
I can't think of her name right now.
You talking about that song?
Yeah.
I know. Damn, what's her name? Was it X something Charlie or I know the song you talking.
Yeah,
about. It's
but
old.
she's headlining.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know, like I feel like every time I go to Louisville Pride, like I feel like for the headliner they have like a pretty like a name that most people would know.
Yeah, type shit.
And
yeah.
I'd be surprised because I'm like, y'all got the budget for that? Like, for me, like that, man, they done had some people down here. I'm like, man, y'all got some money.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like,
yeah.
So
no, that's good. So as far as music, you got any more new music coming out this year? I think the last single you dropped was the I Love Internet Girls.
Yeah, the Internet Girls joint. Yeah. I actually got one. You probably haven't seen it yet because I just posted about it like 2 days ago. But me and Smoke got a song together. It's called 332. I just started posting about it on Tuesday.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's coming soon. It's gonna be in the month of June. It's dropping in the month of June. But I'm excited about that one just because like he's a Louisville legend.
Yeah.
And I never thought that I'd get, especially now that I'm doing the R&B. It's like I really got an R&B. Like this is R&B. This is as R&B as it gets. Like
yeah.
You talking about?
Oh, you talking about Smoke Diggler?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking you talking about somebody completely different.
Oh no.
Now once you said R&B,
yeah,
it clicked.
Yeah,
it clicked because at first I was like Smoke. I was like, she's talking about Dizza. Who's she talking about? Smoke Dizza. I was like, he ain't for real. And then you said R&B, and I was like, oh, she talking about Diggler. Okay,
yeah.
I know you talking about that. Okay, nah, that's major.
Yeah.
That's nothing to sneeze at.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And it was another thing of it's who you know.
Yeah.
I've thankfully he comes to the barbershop that I work at. So we kind of ended up talking off of that, and then I let him listen to Spin, and he was like, "You wrote that?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You did the background vocals too?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "Well, you just let me know if you ever need me to hop on something." And I was like, "Well, actually, I do." I said, "I already got the song. It's already done, but it's not done. Like it needs something."
Yeah.
He was like, "Okay, just send it to me." So I sent it to him. He goes out to the car, listens to it. He come back. He was like, "Email this to me."
Yeah.
He said, I was like, "Huh?" He was like, "Nah, I need this."
Yeah.
He said, "I'm about to get you right." He was like, "Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "You need me to take any parts of the song?" He said, "Nope." Said, "Leave it how it is." So I'm just filling spots that need to be filled. Like, don't even worry about it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like a week later, he sent the track back. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this sound like some singing in the rain, freaking You feel me? Towel on the shoulder,
90s
like
R&B, early 2000s
it's
shit.
some early 2000s, late 90s type of vibe, and
Yeah.
I was like that. It was exactly what I was looking for, and then like on top of it, the plus is that you gotta think like Smoke's audience is like people my mama's age.
Yeah, aunties and uncles.
Yeah, so it's like, I need some more aunties and uncles listening. Like, I need y'all to listen. Y'all not taking me serious because I'm 22.
Yeah.
So, once, because Smoke posted it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't see nothing but uncles and aunties. I was like, this is great. This is perfect. Keep scrolling. I saw SWV commented on it and Cisco commented on it. And I'm like, oh.
It's real.
It's getting real. It's getting real. But yes, shout out to Smoke though.
Now, is the song coming out before? Well, I know. Well, it's not out yet. So I know tomorrow it won't be out. But will it be out before?
It'll be out before Louisville Pride. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any chance that you could possibly perform it, or are you gonna try to just like hold off on that?
At Pride?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's in the lineup for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gotta be.
Is he gonna do it with you, or is it?
Nope. I'm lucky enough I got to do content with him. We got the song. Hey, because Smoke is a busy man.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Shoot, I'm back on tour next week. I'm like, dang, bro.
But that's dope because like he was able to, first off, like people in that position, like you come across some people like that. They try to be as least as accessible as act like they too busy. But he gave you the time. He really went out to go listen to the song. He ain't BS you and say, I'm gonna listen to it, and then just ain't come back.
Yeah.
He went listen, came back in, was like, nah, I need this.
Yeah.
Got on it, laced it for you.
Yeah.
And was like, I ain't asking, you don't owe me nothing. I appreciate the talent. I seen it. You dope, you great. Throwing you a bone. I think that is I think that's dope. I think a lot of people wouldn't. I say a lot of people get that opportunity potentially, but to be able to have the song ready, I think that's another thing too. They probably appreciate like, you already got the song ready. Yeah. He was probably in his head. He was like, you don't even need me on this motherfucker.
Right.
But he was like, but I fuck with it, and I like it, and I like you. I'm gonna lay something down for you.
Facts.
And I think that's dope. Now you did speak about doing content with him.
Yeah.
I did see. I want to say last year, maybe late 2022, but I know in 2023, I did see you kind of started to lean into doing a lot of like content creation. Like what made you kind of take that route, and has that helped you as far as like musically? Your reach per se.
Yeah. I think from just like me and Woo, we had started to get a really strong connection in like 2022 because I kept going to the producer corners and I was asking the questions and I'm like, but something just ain't working. Something's not clicking. Like my streams ain't there. You feel me? My social media is stagnant. I don't know what to do. So Woo was like, okay, meet me at the coffee shop. We gonna get this. We gonna fix it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, bet. Go to the coffee shop. We talking. He's like, pull up your Instagram. I'm like, all right. So he's looking at it. He's like, I don't see nothing but photos in here. Like you got videos, but he's like, it's don't look like an artist page. And I think once he said that, it just kind of made me realize, like, I'm like, I just look like I just look like a normal person on here. Like I got the link in the bio and things like that. But it's like if you just looking, it ain't nothing but photos or whatever. So he was like, "This is what you need to do. You need to take about a month, record a whole bunch of videos, make a whole bunch of content, and then that gives you enough time to drop your song or whatever, get that together, and then drop out all the videos." So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it, see what it does. I think the first song that I tried it with was I want to say From Afar, but it might have been a song before that. But I could already tell like the reach was further.
Yeah.
And then when he started teaching me about the ads and things like that, that just kind of helped it boost it up even more. And then I was like, well, I got to a point where I was making videos, but like videos that people would actually keep watching. And Wu would hit me and be like, "Hey, like you starting to edit these videos kind of good,
Yeah.
like better than a lot of artists in the city." And he was like, I was like, yeah, like a whole bunch of artists be in my DMs asking me like, how did I edit this and how did I do that and things like that. And he was like, well, you can make videos teaching them how to make content, and then now you're getting more views, now you're getting more reach from other artists. And
That's true.
I was like, okay, let me try it, see what it does. And once I started doing that, I feel like I just started gaining a whole bunch of more followers, because it's like, especially when it comes to Instagram, it's like when you're giving out information, like the views just go up every time. Like music, like the music reels is going to do what they do, but if you're giving your audience something,
to latch on to,
they're gonna stay and watch. So I think that's kind of why those videos were doing so good. And I'm not gonna say I kind of fell back on it, but it's just like I'm still learning too. And now that I'm trying to like move from Instagram to TikTok, it's like now I'm trying to learn a whole new thing. We'll figure out that algorithm and things of that nature. So I'm not gonna say that I'm fully away from it, because I still, everybody still needs content, especially being an artist today. But I'm just not as like, let me teach everybody what to do, because it's just like there's a lot of information.
Yeah.
A lot. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we've been talking for a minute. I think we got a good interview so far. You got any shout outs?
Shout out Say the Kids, man. Shout out Prodigy. Shout out Ty and Jordan. Shout out Yariel. Let me see. Who else? Who can I think of? Shout out Mom and Dad. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Like I said, I appreciate you for pulling up and doing the interview. Like I said, I ain't gonna say it's been in the works for 4 years, but 4 years ago, touch base, we was trying to lock in.
Yeah.
Tripping. And like I said, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of your music, and
I appreciate
I'm
it.
glad to see you doing things. And so hopefully your show you headlining tomorrow is amazing. And then you said June 15th.
Yes, sir.
June 15th here in Louisville. Hey, rock out, do your thing. But it's been another episode of the Opinionated Facts, and we out. Peace. And that was good.